Hello to the amazing people, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper, a heavy narrative game with a cyberpunk dystopian future kind of thing. When you're a sleeper, a human body in a robotic mind owned by a different corporation. You can check out the full playlist in the comment description below the video, from the early starts of me struggling to escape the corporation to this late game here where I'm trying to help everyone and anyone fulfill their destiny, fulfill their dreams, save them, help them, all that good stuff. Just being a nice person, really. So I'm in episode 3 Purge right now, and yeah, the station got hit by some kind of flux event which put like a dangerous entity on it, and here's my dice where we get them every day. We put them into doing various actions, and yeah, got lots of resources as well. But yeah, let's go and play. You should really watch the playlist from the start if you want to know about the game, but I still like to say a little bit. So yeah, I repaired my condition. I'm a robot, need to repair every day. Here's the doomsday clock, like the current mission that I have. The next flux event is coming and it can't be stopped. The sooner your preparations are complete, the better their outcome. So I'm just focusing really hard on the objective. Like neglected my work in the gardens, neglected collecting the scrap components to repair, just helping the flotilla out here. So today I'm gonna help the Ember hub first. Let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So in theory, 3 dice should be enough. So if I put these 3 dice in, it will be enough. Yeah, let's do that. Crew management. Tell the crew of the song here. So yeah, I have +1. Oh, I got energy from that. That's cool. So I have +2 and +1 respectively in these 2 skills, so any very high dice will be an automatic success. But as you can see here, I also have 2 weaker dice, which... Oh, random scrap item. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I like these actions. We get stuff from them. Didn't notice that last time. And yeah, we help them dismantle the dock so they can act as scouts and security for the evacuees. Now, they had a different plan. Let's see if we can talk them out of it. The docking access, so they're like, we're gonna be on our own. We're gonna cheat everyone out and just go on our own. But hopefully they don't do that. The docking axis is little more than a shell. Everything that could have been pulled from its interior, every arm not used for docking, has been cut away. What remains is a Spartan void with a patchwork of flooring that allows movement. Piles of unusable material are tucked away in corners, but almost everything else has been cleared out. Okay, you haven't seen Peter since you last spoke, and now you're realizing that you probably never will. There are plans to be made, escapes to plot. No, don't plot the escapes. The shadow of heart to escape. On the cycle the flotilla leaves, these ships will disperse too. The moons of Ember spinning out on different orbits. The chaos has become a quiet diligence now, as the time for departure is so near. Crews cross the axis from ship to ship at speed, bringing supplies or advice. Perhaps meeting up to discuss travel vectors in hushed tones, or to debate why they haven't left yet, and whether they should. Among these singer crews, recognizable for their specialist clothing and often shorn heads, you see an occasional refugee, a paying passenger, or a placement engineer or pilot perhaps, come from the eye to seek fortune with the singers. Most of the crews have 2 or 3 of these additions, some more, and you can't help but wish that whatever reason brings them to throw their lot in with the singer crews, they will have the safe passage. You feel a strange attachment to these citizens of the eye, setting out for the first time. And then one of them catches your eye, crossing the axis with a crew, carrying a large bag and a nervous look. Oh, will it be our friend? It's Tala! Oh my gosh, it's Tala. So she's like the owner of a distillery on the eye. We helped her brew mushrooms into various drinkables and stuff. Tala, you're going with the singers? Really? Tala, you freeze for a second. What is she doing here? She glances around. I thought she was happy with her new distillery bar. She glances around, feeling your eyes on her and catching your eye. Her face brightens immediately. Sleeper! Tala mutters something to her crew and rushes over, dumping the large bag at your feet and embracing you without thinking. Good to see you too. She pulls back. And you! She smiles, but then it quickly fades as she realizes the context in which you are meeting. She sheepishly glances at her back. Sleeper. She pauses. She pauses again, folding her arms defensively. I'm going to the starboard belt. She waits for your response nervously. Why didn't you say? She sighs. Do you remember me mentioning my family, Sleeper, my brother? You think back to your all blurred conversations in the back of the Bantayan. Yeah, we got drunk together, me and Tala. And who knows what else we did. Anyway, he came here with me, with my family, when we were little. Just after we left Cinza. She bits her lip. He left when we were both teenagers, jumped on some spacer crew heading to the Starward Belt. She sighs, I'm an idiot. She shakes her head. And I'm going after him. She looks down, not sure what to add. That makes sense. She looks at you. It does? She laughs nervously. I'm not so sure anymore. I really don't know if it makes sense or if it's the right thing, but ever since I heard that was where the refugees flotilla was going, well, I couldn't stop thinking about him. How did you hear? I work in a bar. She grins. I've heard every bit of gossip this place has to offer. Speaking of the Bantayan, she meets your eye. Someone will have to run it. She leaves a long pause. Really? You're leaving me the bar? I mean, I can ask Francis. He'd be happy to, or one of the others, she blurts out. And of course, if you're leaving with the flotilla or someone else, it'd be totally okay. You wouldn't need to say yes. It's no pressure. It's fine, whichever way. I was just thinking. I could run the bar. Tala not smiling. I think so. I mean, you can take a second. But, she glances at the crew she was walking with, who are chatting a little way away. There's not exactly much time. So, considering that, she grabs the key hanging around her neck, the key to the Bantayan. Do you want to do it? Yes! Tala leaps forward and embraces you again. Thank you, Sleeper. I couldn't be leaving it in better hands. She pulls the key from around her neck and places it around yours as if presenting a medal. Remember to lock up, especially the back, and remember to empty the steel if you're leaving things closed for a few cycles. And she stops herself. I won't be gone forever, of course. She blinks away a tear. I can come back and check in. Maybe once I find my brother. She pauses, unable to finish that thought. Yeah, I don't think you're coming back. I don't think you are. She smiles at you, and you can see the weight of lifting off her shoulders. Her eyes already drifting towards the crew, the ship, the next big thing. She's ready. I better be going. She nods at the crew nearby. Not a good start to keep my guys waiting. She lifts the bag onto her shoulder. She looks down the curve of the eye towards the overlook. Thanks again, Sleeper, for everything you helped me with. So, I imagine if we didn't help her take care of the bar, this story here would not exist. So yeah, ooh, I'm getting goosebumps over that. That's pretty cool, actually. Thanks again, Sleeper, for everything you helped me with, she nods. I wouldn't have been able to leave if I hadn't made things work here. She adjusts the bag. That wouldn't have let me. See you around. She nods. Hope so. Then Tala turns, heading back to the crew who will carry her to the starboard belt. You watch her go, and despite the departure, it's hard to feel sad about Tala. You know her energy will carry her forward, and you hope her brother is somewhere on that bright path. You hold the key in your hand, the metal still a little warm from Tala's body. You turn it over in your fingers, thinking about how it feels like a tool and a burden. You can still lock up and leave, you figure, but now that will feel like breaking something fragile. And if you stay, well, who knows what this little metal promise might grow into. No, I already decided I'm gonna stay on the eye, like forever. Like, me and the eye, we go down together. Like, this is where I got free, this is where I made so many friends, this is where I made my life, this is where I have like 4 apartments right now, I guess. So yeah, I'm staying. I go down with the ship. I consider myself to be like, you know, like almost like the eye became a part of me or something like that. Right, so that's that. And now we have the pilgrim seat to like finish. Oh, there's only one tick. Okay, that's cool. So I could finish it now, but I will show you the overlook. I will show you where Tala and me had like our late night chats and stuff. So this is the Bantayan, Tala's bar. Well, it's my bar now. So here we can cook some mushrooms. The matsutake require a softer touch. You've learned to tiny slice and lightly fry them to keep them flavor. So here you can make energy food from just mushrooms, so you don't have to pay for it. Cook gyro caps. You haven't exactly mastered the art of cooking mushrooms, but a couple of handful of fried gyros always beat expired durations. Same thing. And then we can do a bar shift. Tala is good as her word and happy to throw a shift or two your way. The pay isn't great, but tips can make all the difference. So interesting. So nothing really changed here. It's almost as if she was still the owner. Okay. Let's go back. Let's reroll the dice. Oh, nice. We have a 6. That's gonna be just what we need. I can use a 4 though, I guess. Let's use the 4 and save the 6 in case like something bad happens. So yeah, I managed to do all the objectives in half the time. So that feels pretty good. Okay, we're gonna put a 4 in here. We're gonna do bird refitting, last couple of beds, get them into place. So everything is ready to leave. Random scrap item. Efficient extractor, nice. They just keep coming. Perhaps the flux event scared enough people that they really believe the eye will collapse. Perhaps they're sick of Heavenage or the council's infighting and the hardliners, or perhaps they just want to take a chance at some new future, a place that is anywhere but here. Whatever it is, the evacuees don't stop. They come on the flotilla shuttles on their own ships, however they can. You've seen so many faces pass that they're almost meaningless now, a parade of features that both seem familiar and distant. You've been helping people, lifting bags, bringing in supplies, directing them to the birds you helped build. Some of them recoil from your touch, still unfamiliar with sleepers, others treat you with pity, some with hate, snatching back their bags and storming off. Still you help, still you carry boxes and bags, nothing can stop you. You don't look for Sol, you know he's busy, just like you, so Sol is like the person in command here. Trying to make things work, this thing work, trying to fit as many people as will come onto the pilgrim seat. You know you will see him before all this is over. You keep working, but there's something in the back of your mind, something eating away at you. You try to push it to the back of your thoughts, but it keeps coming back. The eye is over, that is the thought, that the eye, even if the flux doesn't get it, is on its way out. How can it survive when these floods of people are leaving it behind? Well, that's a good question now, isn't it? It's a thought that troubles you, because it makes you question why you have held on here so long. No, I'm not. In a place that seems so temporary. No, it's not. For so many people. No, it's not for me. Are you just a stubborn idiot? Someone who didn't get the message? No, I'm not. Or are you strong committed for lasting the storm, for seeing the collapse coming and facing it head on? Yes, because there is something you're sure of now. This place, like all places, is temporary. I don't know. And as each phase passes you, each family packs up and gets on board the pilgrim seat. It feels... I hope the game doesn't force me to leave. It feels ever more temporary, ever more fragile, which means it either desperately needed protecting, or it desperately needs to be left behind. The choice is yours. +1 upgrade point, so now we have 5. So that means I can grab the... I can grab the heart to kill. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Although I'm not really gonna get there, but there we go. And now if I need it, I can grab any of these 2 skills. +2 to engage, or +2 to photosynthetic. No, +2 to engage or +2 to endure. Agent notes give double data effort. Use scrap components at home to repair condition. Okay. Yeah, this one's good. Chance to gain random scrap item engineer actions. Yeah, that's really good, actually. Not sure what the chance is, but... So what now? What now, game? We just go to sleep and see what happens? I mean, I could... Let's go play some tabla. Didn't play that in a while. Bam. Playing against the best players and +24 sire. That's a waste of time and space, but... Okay, let's feed the stray. And end the cycle. And see what happens. When another day comes and the fleet's about to leave. Like, do I need to wait it out? Really? It seems like it. I don't see any missions here. No active drive, so we just wait it out? Okay. I feel cheated. The game told me the sooner your preparations are complete, the better the outcome, and then nothing happens. Okay. So this is what? Okay, this is another of my homes. They gave me a home here. That's so nice of them. Oh yeah, we can go and repair our sensitive skin. I guess we'll wait out the days doing something like... Okay, here we can gather scrap. Doing something like useful. Work assignment. Okay, we can work. Oh, actually no, we can get energy here. Oh yeah, they pay us with food, right? And this is another one of my homes. And this is Haifa Labs. Oh, here I can make stabilizers out of clubhead caps. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's go to the wire. Let's go and farm. I like farming, so this is where we harvest our mushrooms. Random rare mushrooms. There we go, beautiful. And then we can go and plant some more seeds. So I guess I could have been doing this all along. Okay, then here we can go and gather some more spores for even more plantings, but I have decent amount of spores, but I don't know. Let's grab one pack anyway. 16, good. And then yeah, we can do some farm stacks. We can work here for cash. No, also for energy. All right, we can work here this for money though. Oh no, this is steal the harvest. A thief. Well, I'm not gonna be a thief. That's not nice. Okay, and here we can go and get some data from the agents. Hello there, Mr. Yet Again Agent. We're gonna grab that. And then this... I only got one data extracted. Like, shouldn't I be getting like double? Agent notes give double data rewards. Why is that? Maybe it was just... Huh. Oh, maybe like I get double money like when I sell them. Or maybe I did get two. I don't know. But yeah, here we can sell them for cash. And there's another type of data which we can send to the official offices. But yeah, let's just go feed the kitty cat, go to sleep again. And then maybe we can go and cook ourselves some mushrooms. That would be cool. Usually I have Emphys cook them for me though. Okay, repair our thing. There we go. Oh, no. So something is happening after all. Pixelate chirps in your pocket, you take it out. A message. The connection is ready. Meet me at the Founder's Gap, Greenway site. Peak. You clench your jaw. It is time. Okay, does that mean the flotilla will leave now? Oh yeah, we need to go and eat though. Yeah, since this is my place now, no, everything's the same. So should we eat some matsutake? Yeah, let's eat some matsutake. How much energy do I get for it? 3. Alright. It's free. It's free real estate. Oh, there's Peak. Okay, I just wanna check out how the flotilla's doing. They're still around. Oh, crap! They left. They left. I wonder if I could have done this differently. Can't believe they left without the rest. That's so scummy, dude. That's so scummy. You find Peak waiting near where you first met, at the entrance to the docking tunnel for the Founder's Ferry. They're leaning beside the wall in the flickering light, and you realize now how different they look from when you first met. Well, looks all the same to me. There's a darkness around their eyes, a sense of exhaustion to their pose, but also solidity, a sense of purpose and self-knowledge. They look concrete, for want of a better word, solid. Sleeper, they spot you and a small smile crosses their face. Glad you came. I wouldn't be anywhere else, dude. The smile grows, or, you know. Crunch time, they shake their head in disbelief. Let's go. They break in, the connection is up ahead. They walk away from the docking tunnel into a wrecked huff. So this is the other part of stuff that we are doing on the station. So we are fighting fire with fire, really. So there's this another entity living on the station in the greenways, like some kind of a plant spirit or something, like another dimension, another entity. And we will release it all over the station to fight this thing that came on the pulse that arrived to the station. So they walk away from the docking tunnel into a wrecked, half-crushed corridor that descends into darkness. They poke their slate and a torch flicks on, lighting the way ahead. As they descend through the layers of the broken edge of the eye, Peak talks, filling the silence. I had to hunt all over this part of the eye to find the point where the connection was broken. They run a hand along the buckled metal of the wall, stooping under the angled ceiling. This hole, the gap, got knocked in the eye when Solheim collapsed. It's impossible to tell who did it, but my guess is they tried to scuttle the eye. If Solheim couldn't keep hold of their fancy new station, well, no one could. Peak ducks through a fractured passageway with hanging wires like vines. So this place has always been on borrowed time. I've managed to weave together the old connections and run a new patch down where the main line still runs through the remaining ribs of the rim. They smile. Just like keeping those old XPR platforms running, Ash would be proud if she'd bother to help. As Peak goes, so Ash is like his friend that came together. They came together on a ship and they had a joint mission, but they kind of parted ways in their ideology, I guess. As Peak goes quiet, the corridor opens out into a wider twisted passage with compartments on either side, thick with wiring. Here, this is the connection point. You can see where Peak has levered off a panel and hooked up a thick cable to the existing hardware. As thick as a tree trunk, it snakes off into the dark ahead, its yellow rings making it look like some huge and exotic serpent. What now? Now we make the connection, Peak pauses. You both stand there, staring at the point where the new cable meets the old one. The ends separate, fitted with multi-pin male and female connectors and braced inside a metal framework with a scissoring mechanism. Bring them together, seal them, and the green wave will be connected to the rest of the eye for the first time in decades. Peak shifts their weight onto one hip, pushing their hair out of their eyes. I feel like this should be more momentous, like there should be some ritual or ceremony. They pause. Or someone should stop us from doing this crazy thing. It isn't crazy. Peak nods. I mean, I'm not being funny, Sleeper, but this whole thing is crazy to me. Peak shakes their head. Leaving Hawthorne with Ash, joining the flotilla, coming here, meeting you, the Flux, the Shadow. Everything! They laugh a hollow laugh. So I suppose this is at least consistent with all that. Sure is, but it sure is. They take a deep breath. Okay. They look at you with mild panic. They hold both sides of the supporting framework ready to scissor it closed. Here we go! Peak wrenches the framework closed and the connectors stunk together with a sound that echoes down the ruined corridor into the dark on both sides. Both you and Peak wait with bated breaths, unsure what it is you're waiting for. Do you expect the eye to suddenly stop spinning or lurch on its axis, for the power to go out, or shockwave to run through the corridors of the rim? You meet Peak's eyes and suddenly they burst out laughing. What are we waiting for? They put a hand to their forehead. I feel like we just planted a tree and are expecting it to burst out of the ground. They shake their head. But you feel it flowing like a stream that has been released from a cave and rushes out into the sunlight, crystalline and clear. You swear you can hear it running in the wires, like water, like rain, like steam. It doesn't roar or rattle, but it rustles and waits there, like liquid roots. Peak sees the look on your eyes and stops laughing. You can see it, can't you? But you can't see it, not with your eyes at least, but it is everywhere and now it is out. It can be put back in, that much is clear. You imagine the rim of the eye like a sponge, like a soil, soaking up the gardener, that's the good entity, or at least we're hoping it is good, and their chorus, the gaps filling with a burbling, constant growing life. Peak stares at you, waiting for something, anything. Gardener is free. Peak nods slowly and closes their eyes. They go to speak, but the words fail them. Suddenly Peak's slate chirps. They jump and scramble through it, almost dropping it in the process, but when they stare at you, a look of confusion crosses their face. What happened? Peak's mouth falls open. It's Ash! They swallow. She's leaving! They look at you with panic. Before you can speak, they have turned away and are moving back up the passageway, back towards the entrance. Peak! They don't turn, didn't respond, and you watch their silhouette, lit by their slate torch, disappear rapidly around the corner. You take out the slate Peak gave you and turn on the torch. The wires all around you look like pale roots in the harsh light, and you turn away from them. They are gardeners now. You work your way back through the corridors, retracing your steps. You imagine Peak, panicked, running towards the cordon, realize that their greatest fear has come to pass. You wonder if they will be able to persuade Ash to stay. If Ash is going, you think, then the flotilla must be leaving too. The thought makes you shiver in the darkness, and you push it away. You're not ready. You focus on avoiding the hanging wires, the low ceilings, and make your way back into the lit corridors of the Founder's Ferry Dock. Castor is waiting for you. Oh no. He's our enemy. He tried to mess us up last time. He holds up his hands. Now, Sleeper, no need to fear. He raises his eyebrows. I understand now, it was my mistake to try to force you. A miscalculation. Stay silent. I won't hold you here, Sleeper. Castor stands to the side, but I wish to speak. Alright. You stop giving Castor his opportunity. Castor nods. At first, I thought that if you'll excuse the turn of phrase, taking possession of your particular tyrants was the opportunity. He smiles a broad smile. But you're more than that, and I understand that now. Yeah? Well, that failed, so now you're changing your tactic? You Your arrival on this station, your ability to touch the networks, this makes you the very definition of a wild card. He touches the rim of his glasses. Senate stats analysis, my analysis. We could never have accounted for you. The system, the Hellion system, is about to experience a significant change, about to open up to Senate stats, bailiffs, conveys, claimants, and every industry and element on active con channel brings. Yet, this very cycle you let another wild card free. The Gardener. I have to admit, this development makes me afraid, Sleeper. It makes me afraid that what an intelligence like this will sacrifice to protect itself, or what atrocities it might commit through madness, and yet... Castor's eyes glint. What a compelling object such an intelligence is. Let me protect you, mark you out, keep Senestat from eliminating by force or legal expediency you, as they will with every other squatter in this ring. Castor claps their hands together. In exchange, when Senestat comes for this place, you facilitate the handover. You calm the protocols, you give us the Gardener. Interesting. No, never. Castor takes off their glasses and polishes them. Disappointing. You begin to leave. As you approach, he speaks quietly, an urgent whisper. I do not wish to see you lost. You're of great value, if you ever want to see that realized. You push past, ignoring him, and his voice fades. The last you see of him is his slow nod, perhaps a mark of resignation, or just another deferential gesture aimed at manipulating your response. It doesn't matter either way, you're done with him. You head towards the cordon, peak, and the flotilla in the forefront of your mind. Does that mean we will not be able to stay, though? Well, I would not abandon our friend the Gardener. He was nice to us. Okay, there's the cordon. Okay, there's Peak. Hello there, Peak. You arrive into the chaos of the cordon. The final shutters are leaving the ramshackle dogs that have formed along the edge of the gap during the flotilla's stay. As they do, groups of evacuees push on board, hoping to be among the final people to escape from the eye. The fear created by the Flux event became a series of rumors, and those rumors have driven many out of their homes. Others have staunch doubled down on their position on the eye, refusing to accept any gossip of a second collapse. You're unsure what you think. Is the collapse a certainty? Will Peak's actions this cycle have changed anything at all? You're tired of these questions and instead set out to look for your friends. You quickly spot Peak and Ash at the far side of the chaotic bay. You quickly make your way through the crowd, slipping between the gaps in the rushing evacuees, stepping over bags and luggage. Your progress is slow, but as you approach, you can hear the voices over the crowd. You try to push closer, but there are many evacuees gathered around them and their shuttle. You have made your decision, Peak, and it puts you against me. Ash is standing with one foot on the boarding ramp while Peak argues with her. The evacuees are eyeing them, eager to intervene, but intimidated by Ash's evident strength and attitude. Ash, it doesn't have to be like this. Peak looks desperate, tears, tracks already on their cheeks. We can find a way. Ash shakes her head. I have always protected you, Peak. I have taken you under my wing. But I understand that you're not mine to control, and you have chosen to be here and not with me, despite everything. Well, it was kind of important what we were doing, Ash, you know? I have chosen to stop running, Peak cries out in frustration. You can choose to stop running too. We can stay here and try to live. Don't you remember what it feels like to leave, Ash? Ash turns away. I remember what it was like to live on Hawthorne, what it was like to be worried for safety every cycle, to live under the control of my mother, of the administration, to work to maintain something that no one wanted, no one needed, so that our corporation could maintain a foothold in this system. You talk as if this place is the very same system is any different. What is there here but the same grind for other masters, for employees, administrators, for those who gain from our struggles? There may not be a corporation controlling the eye, but there is control, there is power in action here. So what then? Peak shouts. You run from anyone or everyone who could ever be close to you in search of freedom? In search of some perfect place where no one has power over you? Peak is crying openly now. I want to be part of something, Ash. If it is broken and suffering, even if it cannot be free. Ash pauses and takes a deep breath. She nods, her eyes closed. This isn't Hawthorne anymore. We aren't tied by our childhood or by our shared needs to escape. We're both just people in this system. She opens her eyes. I release you, Peak. You're free of me. Ash, please! They hold out a hand. There's a life here if you want it. Ash turns and smiles at Peak, her eyes wet now. Then you leave it for me, Peak. I can't. Oh, what a sad end to this story. And she climbs up the boarding ramp. The evacuees taking their chance to climb on board too. You watch as the shuttle closes its ramp, lifts off and leaves the bay. The crowds are dispersing now as they get onto the shuttles or say their goodbyes and move back into the main part of the cordon. You push past the last of them to reach Peak. Peak doesn't turn as you come closer. Sleeper, Ash is gone. Stay silent. They turn to face you. I'll miss the Briar, but she'll serve Ash well, I know that. Sleeper. The shout takes you by surprise, and as you turn you see Sol coming across the bay towards you, the last two shuttles loading up behind him. He reaches you, his suit hissing as he does. Can't believe you'd make an old man run across this bay to get you. He pauses to take a breath. The singers have gone. They left at the start of the cycle. They broke away from the flotilla. Yeah, I kind of knew that will happen, but I kind of forgot to tell you, I guess. You smile as you think of Tala, safely, no, we shouldn't smile, safely cradled with one of those singers' ships on her way to the starboard belt, and hopefully a reunion with her brother. Godspeed, Tala. What are you smiling at? Sol interrupts your thoughts. They forced our hand, we have to leave now. Sol shakes his hand. If we follow close enough behind, maybe they'll end up being our scouts anyway. I reckon any hostile spaces out there will give them a wide berth. Pilgrim Suit will need a little time to make our way out to the cordon, but I'm heading back now to get her started. Thankfully the step ships are sticking with us, so we'll be plenty well supplied for the journey to the belt. He pauses. Anyway, I didn't plod all the way over here to tell you that. Sol looks between you and Peak with a raised eyebrow. It's now or never, Sleeper. I'm good to see my word, and I kept a berth for you, but this is your last chance to make it. He scratches at his beard. Make a call. Dude, I decided long time ago to stay, so I'm sorry. You glance out at the flotilla beyond the bay, beautiful in the light of Helion's sun. You think of the long journey to the starboard belt, of the people inside the pilgrim seat, of the possible futures that await. Then you think of the people here on the eye, of Peak beside you, of the Bantayan, of Tala, and the key that still hangs around your neck, of promises and possibilities. Of course, we're gonna stay. You open your mouth to speak and realize this is the final time you will make this choice. You have to be sure. He was like, are you sure you wanna stay? Yes, I'm staying. Dum, 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 dum. You say the words. Oh, look at that. You say the words. Oh my gosh, the goosebumps again. You say the words, and the moment you do, the weight of it all seems to descend on you. You stumble a little and then stand straight, refusing to be crushed. You feel a tightness in your chest and a haze blurring your thoughts. Sol nods. Good luck, he sighs. You'll need it. He grabs your shoulder and meets your eye. In the haze, his spitted and rough hand feels so real, so detailed, that it grounds you. Is this the end of the game? This game feels so simple, yet, I don't know. It just, you kind of get into it. It has like a lot of atmosphere going for it. It's not just like a click-through kind of game. It does seem like it a little bit in the end, because it's like kind of easy and all once you like level up fully and stuff. But the start was pretty tense, so if you're into tactical strategy, like the start was pretty good. But it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. And then it is gone, and Sol goes with it. The station, look at it, how beautiful it is. We never saw it from this angle. Quickly moving to the waiting shuttle. As he does, you watch, unable to speak, your whole body pulsing. And then another hand falls on your shoulder and it grounds you once more. You turn to see Pig's bright eyes. Let's go, Sleeper. You nod, and seeing how unsteady you are on your feet, Pig puts an arm around you and turns you towards the entrance to the bay. And they do. As they do, you hear the roar fill the wind as the shuttle lifts off and angles towards the flotilla. You don't turn. Instead, you keep your head down and focus on each step. I really like this this angle. So I'm deliberately taking this slowly just to, like, you know, see it. So it actually has 3 elevators going to the middle, and in the middle there is no gravity. I thought that was a nice touch. How many episodes did I record on this place inside this game? It's been a while since I started playing it, and then at some point I decided, like, this is one of the games I really want to finish, because it is a story game, Well, something other, like a survivor clone or something similar like that. Might be like, you know, just something you jump in, have some fun, doesn't really have an ending. You can like play it over and over again. Oh, look at that. Is that the fleet? How can we have this angle? This feels like more like something that should be happening if you decide to leave, not stay. But I'm still happy that they're showing, and here we can see it spinning actually now. Ever so slowly. And one cycle is like one day in this game. We finally see it in its full glory. As you do, you feel peak beside you, holding a little of your weight, and you're holding a little of theirs. This is how it will be for many cycles after you both leave the bay and head back into the eye. You will both hold things for each other, remind each other of the choices you made, remind each other why it is important to keep going despite the moments when it seems impossible. You will keep each other going. Well, we have more friends than just Peak here on the station. There's Emphis, then there's the engineer here, or is it still here? I don't remember. Like, there's Heaven Edge people, even though, like, they sometimes make bad decisions. We kind of got involved with them. But many of our friends did leave the station, one by one. Each one of them asking us, hey, come with us! Find your life somewhere else. But it was always, no, there's still more people we need to help. We need to stay. That support will be vital when the second flux event hits the eye, when it knocks the entire free spoke of the power grid, making the whole station lurch with a sickening motion, when it cripples systems and corrupts processes, leading section of the station to go dark or start venting oxygen, when holding on is all you can do, while the world seems to come apart around you. And yet somehow the eye will persist. Yes, it is not temporary. Systems will resist total collapse in ways that will seem inexplicable to many. But to you and Peak, they will signal the awakening of a new force within the station. Yes, the Gardener. That new force will bring with it new challenges and new possibilities in equal measure. Strange growths will be reported all around the station in the wake of the flux event. Fungal crusts pushing through pipes and wiring. The eye will go wild and fecund, becoming a station of increasing unpredictability, prone to a seasonal rhythm of spore clouds and sudden growth spurts. There will be a strange and unsettling beauty to this paradigm shift, as the greening of the station turns it from a corporate ruin to some altogether new assemblage of biological and mechanical structures. Riku will take on this challenge with energy that seems impossible for her age, and until her final day she will delight in the new mysteries the Eye and its Gardener produce. Yeah, Riku, another one of our friends. And as this new era consolidates around the station, you will find yourself in the Bantayan most cycles, working to keep the place alive. The cycle where you invite... I wonder if each one of these passages is like generated by something we did. For example, if it told no to Tala, then that last passage would maybe not be it. If we didn't help the Gardener, maybe it would be taken over by the corporation. This game might have multiple endings, although they are mostly just like these passages. So the cycle where you invite Emphis... Yeah, Emphis. He made us so many lunches. Emphis, the grill master, who makes the best Girol, was it? Yeah, caps. The cycle where you invite Emphis to come make use of the kitchen will go from a one-off event to regular occurrence, and soon the Bantayan will be filled with spacers eager to try the best preparations of the station's now abundant mushrooms. On an occasion, after a long shift at the Bantayan, you will hear the sounds of the stray mewling. Yes, the stray, which I feed so many times. And you will crumble up some food and sit and watch the cat eat, as if it's the only thing in your world that matters. Yeah, sometimes it do be like that. However, into all this newness, the bad old ways will still intrude. Senate frustrated by the Eye's resilience, will begin to send more physical threats, and supply ships and traders will suddenly stop arriving, stopped by a blockade or corporate militia. Life on the Eye will be punctuated by wide channel broadcasts from Senate stating legal precedents and quoting deeds of ownership, staking a claim on the system. Meanwhile, Heaven Edge hardliners will fizzle out, losing their grip on the Heaven Edge Council. In their wake, Helene, yes, Helene, the good person in the Heaven Edge, trying to make things right, will spearhead a series of reforms that will scale back Heaven Edge's overreach, returning them to the caretaker role they had always intended to fulfill. So they're like a security force on the station. As the cycles roll on and the threads gather, new broadcasts will join them, sent by Conway extractions, making counterclaims on assets within the Hellion system, and many of the Eye will grow quiet, losing their appetite for debating these political machinations as they tilt inexorably towards corporate war. And ever on the eye will spin, growing now in strange ways, haunted by strange new growths and hosting cultures of increasing resilience. As the Helion systems descend into crisis, you will find comfort in the fungal patterns, the familiar conversations, the spices and the smells that will accumulate around you as your body continues its unavoidable decay. They settle around you like a veil. Anytime it will be impossible to see the eye without seeing its many variants and versions, past and potential futures. And this masking of the world will mark your approaching end. And one cycle far from now, that accumulation of memories, of tastes, of people and places and moments will be the last thing you let go of. But for now, there's only you and Peak, arms around each other, walking slowly out of the bay, two figures both of crippled systems linked together, continuing despite your origins. And in the frozen moment, you focus only on the next step, because that is the only way you have learned to persist. And to persist is to believe that a future, any future at all, is possible. Ah, just wonderful. Wonderful! Yep, a jump over the age game, created, designed and written by Garrett Damian Martin. So yeah, that's gonna conclude my playthrough of Citizen Sleeper. I was thinking, like, I was keeping save files, like backups on my PC. I was thinking maybe to like try to go see different endings, but I decided not to. Like, this is exactly the kind of ending that I wanted, like persistence through effort, like decisions, strong decisions, and keeping to my true self, helping to people who are good-willed and scorning those who are not. Ever so, like, you know, like I do like to say at the end of every video, you know, like try to do nice things, yeah? Do something nice, be kind to each other, and let's make the world a better place together. That's what I was able to do in this game. I tried to do the station that we live on, and yeah, that lives with us on, and keep cycling a better place for all of us. And yeah, it's like for that this game was so interesting for me, so I decided to finish it. But yeah, hopefully enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Be nice. Be nice. I do truly believe that if you do more nice things than, you know, bad things or just accidentally bad things, one step at a time, we could go towards a better future, some future. And they are announcing Citizen Sleeper 2. Step into the body of a new sleeper on the run in the Starboard Belt as they try to build a crew, take on contracts and find a future. Sign up to our newsletter to find more, and I will definitely be playing Citizen Sleeper 2. So the Starboard Belt is where the flotilla went. So I guess the canon ending... Oh no, it's actually not. It is a body of a new sleeper. So the canon ending is not that I left the station. So yeah, as soon as it's available to play, or as soon as I notice it is available to play, I will grab it, I will play it. It is a really good game, I would recommend it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I'll see you back when the Citizen Sleeper 2 comes, and I'll see you back in some other games I play. And yeah, thank you for being on this journey with me. And I'll see you in the next episode of something. TheNeomare signing out. Bye bye.